Guys, I've honestly had enough. Why do guys always just use me? No guys freaking take me seriously, apart from like 2 guys in my whole life who gave me the ick because they were too nice. Like, this is a joke. They always just use me for money or the other thing, which you probably would assume. I've honestly just given up on relationships. Guys, be honest, why do guys not take me seriously? Like, what is wrong with me?
Did you hear her say that word ick? Let me just play that small section again.
No guys freaking take me seriously, apart from like 2 guys in my whole life who gave me the ick because they were too nice.
2 guys who gave me the ick because they were too nice. Men don't really say the word ick. Ick is a woman's word. It refers to that moment when a woman's attraction suddenly turns to disgust. In today's video, we're going to talk a lot about women's powerful relationship with the emotion of disgust. Now, this disgust, this ick feeling is usually triggered over something very small. If you go onto TikTok and you type in the ick, what you're going to find are pages and pages of videos of women confessing various things that men have done that have given them the ick. There are so many videos of this. Here's just one example.
Things that give us the ick.
Like, you can just feel it. You know
Deep
what I
down,
mean?
yeah.
Baby voice. I can't.
It's just
like, instead of saying please, if a guy was like, please to me, I just, stop.
no. When a guy smells too much like smoke or like alcohol or something like that,
it's shower.
It just resonates like on your skin.
Being a sore loser. Like, if a guy loses a game or something and he starts like yelling or complaining, I'm like, oh, just stop it. Just calm down, you're fine.
Take the L.
This next one's gonna get us in trouble.
We're in college, so we hear a lot about guys talking about their frats.
Like nonstop.
When it's nonstop,
it's just
no.
These girls actually have a bunch of videos. It's like a series for them of all the various things men can do that give them the ick. And they're not alone. It's a really popular genre on TikTok. Women seem to really enjoy this. It's like fun for them to list all the small things that a man can do that can make them lose attraction and suddenly, make that man disgusting. What you need to understand about the ick is that it is inherently superficial. Women don't get the ick based off some deep chasm of values. It's not like, I want children now, he wants to wait 5 years, we talked about it, and then I got the ick. No, it doesn't work like that. Ick is a gut feeling of disgust that comes to a woman over something small. And there are so many things that can give a woman the ick. When I was doing research for this video, reading articles and watching TikToks, I saw such a massive array of examples. If he wears the wrong kind of shoes, if he has 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, if he breathes too loudly, if he forgets that he's already told a story before. Seemingly tiny things like that can suddenly create a massive swelling of disgust inside a woman. You guys have done my course. You saw that play out in some real stories. You can check those out here. And while those examples might seem small, that's the point. It's small stuff, but the disgust reaction is massive. So what's the explanation? Are men actually this disgusting? Are we just massive dorks that are doing terrible, disgusting things? Is it men's fault that women are repulsed? No. The truth is that women feel this ick because they have ickiness inside them. This is a specific type of projection that's playing out. So what you need to understand is that disgust is such a powerful emotion for women. It's so strong, so overwhelming that their need to avoid it is also really strong. That's why they can't handle even the slightest hint of embarrassing behavior from a man, because they project all of their inner shame, their inner ickiness, all of their inner embarrassment onto that man, and then suddenly he becomes extremely dangerous. Oh my God, I have all of these anxieties and doubts and insecurities, and then he might make them worse. No, can't handle it. Enter this huge disgust reaction to warn me to get away from it as quickly as possible, like massive self-survival kicking in. If you're not convinced that this is just projection from the woman, well, consider these examples. Take a man who's wearing dorky shoes. Do you understand that only a woman who cares a huge amount about like fashion and appearance is ever going to have a strong reaction to that? It is because she's so superficial, so image-based, so obsessed with her own appearance that she notices what he's wearing. In her mind, he's made a fashion mistake, and she could never think of herself as someone who'd make a fashion mistake. And so enter that huge swelling of disgust, like, oh my God, I couldn't be anywhere near a man like that. No. The disgust is like a warning signal telling her to remove him from her proximity, lest his mistakes, his embarrassment rub off on her. And if that seems petty and stupid to you, it's because it is. Of course, a high quality woman who's secure in herself and understands herself to be independent of her partner isn't going to care about that. But the ick affects low quality women, and she's so terrified of embarrassment that she gets this huge ickiness, this disgust, like, keep away from any man who could potentially embarrass me. Some hippie girl who doesn't care at all about her appearance or fashion isn't going to care in the slightest what kind of shoes he wears. She doesn't get any ick. She doesn't get any disgust. Those emotions only follow from certain beliefs that you have. I go into a lot more depth about the link between a woman's emotions and her belief and how they operate inside her mind and in her relationships on my Patreon page. Like in my latest Patreon video, which you can check out here, I explore whether or not women are capable of genuine empathy for a man, like actually having compassion for him over what he's going through, unless she has also herself had an equivalent emotion. We go into pretty dark territory on that one, so make sure you're feeling strong. But now let's talk about women's biggest ick.
She's breaking up with her boyfriend. Okay, quick backstory. He's a good guy. He's nice and all, but he just ain't it.
He's nice. He's a good guy. But I'm gonna dump him. It's like the woman at the start of this video. There's been two guys who took me seriously, who treated me nicely, but they gave me the ick because they were so nice. Hopefully you've subscribed to my channel and you've seen enough of my videos to know that the biggest cause of a woman feeling disgust from a man is when he's too nice. So let's delve into that. You understand that most women are intensely image conscious. They're very concerned with how other people perceive them. They want to be seen as cool, smart, like sophisticated women. To feed that image, it's very important that her boyfriend is also like a cool, sophisticated kind of guy. Someone who's well adjusted and socially adept, and men who are too nice just don't give off that vibe. Women perceive men that are too nice to be needy, to be desperate, to have low self-esteem. Most women are so worried about what everybody else is thinking about them that if their boyfriend was to act really nice in front of other people, they would die of secondhand embarrassment. They want to be the kind of woman who's dating top-tier men, really high status, high-quality guys, not pathetic, desperate losers who need to act nice to people in order to ingratiate themselves socially. God, how embarrassing would it be to be with a man like that? Enter the ick, enter that feeling of disgust, to warn her, do not date this kind of man. He's going to embarrass you. You're going to feel ashamed. He's low quality. Stay away. If you feel like you're too nice in the dating market and it's costing you attraction, but you don't want to become like a terrible person and you need advice on how to tread that line, please reach out to me here. Let's talk it through. We'll figure it out. But what you need to know about this feeling of disgust for women is that essentially that feeling of ick is the end. It's hard to come back from that. If she feels the ick, you're done. Such is the power of the emotion of disgust for women. It is very powerful and they do not ignore it. Women listen to their ick. They trust it. It's like their gut feeling. Even if there's nothing rationally justifiable behind it, women trust their emotions. They feel that ick, they feel that disgust, and they're going to listen. They'll dump the man. But here's the good news. You don't need to be particularly worried about this whole ick phenomenon, constantly stressing about what tiny thing you might be doing that's going to make her feel disgusted and icked out by you, because the general rule is that any woman who's so superficial and shallow as to be listening to her ick, any woman who's so insecure that she's that fragile, is not really the kind of woman you want to be dating anyway. Like I said earlier, ick is a projection. She feels disgusting inside. She feels embarrassed. She feels shame. She feels anxiety. She has low self-esteem. She's overwhelmed by a fear of embarrassment, but instead of actually looking inside herself and dealing with those issues, she just projects them out onto you. And the moment that you provide something of a mirror to her, she freaks out. She's so insecure that really the only thing that can prevent her from feeling disgusting or that ickiness is a perfect boyfriend, and who wants that pressure? She feels the ick over something you do and then dumps you? Good. Good riddance. You're better off. It's completely childish and it shows that she has no self-awareness. Now, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not shaming or criticizing women for not being attracted to nice guys. Nor am I saying that she can't have a negative reaction to whatever this ick-inducing behavior was. She can have opinions, she can have preferences, but my issue is with the strength of that reaction, that huge level of disgust that describes the ick. Okay, he did something dumb, he did something embarrassing. Why do you feel so disgusted by it? A high quality woman wouldn't have such a strong emotion. Like if she's dating a nice guy and she realizes that he's a bit too clingy, he pays too many compliments, she might realize, I don't think that we're really vibing. I don't think it's working out. Like, I think we should end things. And it's quite a straightforward affair. Compare that to the low quality woman who senses his overly nice behavior and then freaks out, panics, fear, shame, disgust, ickiness. Oh my God, it's like life threatening. Hopefully you can see that the strength of her emotional reaction demonstrates and proves how emotionally fragile she is. And you don't want to be with a woman like that. So if you're dating a woman and she tells you that men in her past have given her the ick, this is how you test her. Ask her what she's done in terms of self-work on her own internal feelings of disgust to get past that. If she gives you an answer like, yeah, I was very superficial, I realized I need to work on this, I needed to do this, she gives you some answer that indicates she takes responsibility for her emotions, you're fine, you're golden, that's okay. If her answer is, what? Nothing. I did no self-work. I just stay away from dumb men who do gross things. Well, that response tells you everything that you need to know.